Chubstep.
Jrad.
Creating the oil of judgment.
Steed. Chubstep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
Okay, we all heard the kick splat on the other side of the counter, which means we can probably assume you can see the color.
Why does that matter?
Because the color of the cake tells us if we're having a boy or a girl.
How can that baker tell?
Because the baker does the test.
No, the doctor does the test, then the doctor calls the baker and the baker makes the cake.
Okay, I hate to say this, but can you start over?
No!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Welcome back. It's a scorcher out there. It's a scorcher.
Wherever you're listening to this?
Wherever they're listening. It's hot out. It's summer.
Okay. Metaphorically, it's a scorcher either way.
Metaphorically, I'm not wearing pants right now.
There we go.
Recording.
Cut. Perfect. Steed. 4th of July just happened.
Yeah, it was huge. Everybody was talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it. The biggest celebration around the world.
I think it is.
Yeah. I do have some 4th of July facts for you.
Okay.
That I want to start out with. Again, this just happened, so these are not timely, but they are facts, I believe. Some of these I've double checked, some of them I'm not.
You'll hear them in the same month.
Okay. So on July 2nd, 1776, the Continental Congress voted in favor of declaring independence from Great Britain. The Declaration of Independence was officially adopted 2 days later, but it was like July 2nd when they, declared basically their independence. I declare independence.
But they didn't
July
write it
2nd.
down.
Didn't write it down until 2 days later. So because of that, John Adams refused to celebrate Independence Day on July 4th.
Wow. Cool, John Adams.
Yeah.
What a hero.
He would turn down 4th of July party invitations the rest of his life, apparently.
I mean, what a dweeb.
Yeah. To me, it's like, dude, hey, we won. Get over it.
I'm gonna slander John Adams.
Gonna find negative things about him.
Thin-skinned president who made it illegal to criticize his office. He hates free speech.
Oh, of course he does.
Yep.
And first of all, okay, that's one thing if you're going to turn down 4th of July parties, but then you better be throwing a July 2nd party, and it better be better than the 4th of July party.
Yeah, it better be awesome. You better be too hungover to go to a...
Exactly. That's how you know it's a good party.
Yeah.
This is a classic one. People I kind of think hear this, but Americans typically eat 150 million hot dogs on 4th of July, and that's enough to spread from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles more than 5 times.
Wow. That's a long hot dog.
Yes.
I didn't really ever think of it in terms of that. I'm like 150 million. All right. That's like 1 per every 2 people. That's not crazy. But if you put them end to end.
Yeah, nobody ever stacks them.
Yeah, we should make the longest hot dog chain in the world.
Yes, I like this.
We just
I'm sure it's been done. Okay, then I want to talk about, you just said scorching. So I found this on golfshoresnews.com, which is, everybody knows that source.
Everybody knows that.
Classic source.
Shores?
Gulf Shores. Golf. Not golf. Yeah. So on a scorching 4th of July, as where Steve says scorching 4th of July.
Bing bang!
President Taylor, Washington, D.C. President Taylor attended the event celebrating the anniversary of American independence. He gulped down a large quantity of cherries and iced milk. Nobody ever ices their milk anymore.
Yeah.
Before returning to the White House, where he also gulped down water. The food consumed by President Taylor made him sick, and he died on the evening of July 9th, 1850. So he died as a result of food poisoning of stuff that he was drinking or eating and drinking on 4th of July. Maybe it was the iced milk.
This is Ron Taylor or Zachary Taylor?
Zachary Taylor.
Was Ron Taylor even a president?
No, I don't know. It's definitely Zachary Taylor.
All right. Well, I mean, sucks to suck, dude.
He partied too hard. Like, it'd be one thing if, like, he drank so many beers that he never woke up again. But he just had some milk and some cherries.
Unchilled milk. Yeah, he only lasted 16 months, I guess.
That's rough. So
That's
cherries
how Millard
are.
Fillmore won. Got in office.
Oh, everybody knows
Yeah, the
Millard
Phil.
Fillmore. Actually, Millard Fillmore looks like a young Alec Baldwin. If you look up Millard Fillmore and Alec Baldwin, I believe those are the two presidents that look very similar, if I remember right.
They're related.
Or not
They gotta
presidents.
be.
Alec Baldwin is not a president, but
Not yet.
yeah, he's still got time. But if you look up, yeah, Millard Fillmore versus Alec Baldwin, they look very similar. Okay. Denmark also celebrates U.S. independence.
Okay. Why?
Who knew that? Because they like that we took a lot of their immigrants in.
Did we though? What was it, like 30 guys?
I know. I don't know that many Danish people. It's the number one day for beer sales in the U.S.
I'll bring the beers.
Makes
Yep.
sense.
And
I'll
then
bring the
3
beers.
presidents have died on the 4th of July.
Oh,
Thomas Jefferson, John
Okay.
Adams. There you go. John Adams comes back to it.
piece of shit.
And James Monroe.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if I was a president and I was like on death's door, I'd probably just like roll my wheelchair off a cliff. 4th of July.
It would be the way to go. Now, what's weird is Thomas Jefferson and John Adams died on the same day, July 4th, 1826, the 50th
Huh.
anniversary of the Declaration of Independence.
Maybe they had a pact.
Maybe they didn't have a pact, like a death pact. Like, all right, if we were in the war in 50 years,
We're
gonna-
killing
we're
ourselves.
killing
for some
ourselves.
reason.
Yeah. He had no idea why, but that would be the rule. There we go. Those are some fun facts. Last thing with, well, actually, you got to be away from Steve.
I
Get
got
to
a
your
fun
stuff.
fact.
Yeah.
I got a fun fact about 4th of July. It's my mom's
hear it.
birthday.
That is a very fun fact.
That's
Your
fun.
mom, who had we talked about it on the show the other week, she ate an
Scarfed down
insane amount of
22
hot dogs. Yeah,
And we had to cut about half of Pat's interview. So
I
sorry.
did.
It's okay. Which is okay.
I did have to cut some of Frat's interview that he had. I did warn him though that he is the most censored person that's ever been on Chubstep.
Yes.
And so
he
I had
kept that role.
for our ability to stay on Spotify and not get kicked off of Spotify.
Yeah,
or
we got
YouTube.
sponsors now.
Yeah, we got sponsors now.
Drink Vita Coco. Use
Vita
code
Coco,
JRED
JRED30, Vita Coco.
30.
JRED30. Yeah. Perfect. So that is a fun fact, Steve. One more hot dog fun fact. Last thing. Patrick Bertoletti. He won the Nathan's hot dog eating contest this year. I'm going to see if I
Yeah.
can get him on Chubstep because he's a Chicago guy.
Okay, I'll be nice.
So let's be nice.
Good job, Patrick.
Patrick, I've seen him before because I recognize this mohawk that he had. So he's been in the competition before. He was actually plus 1,000 DraftKings odds.
Really?
And I was so pissed because, and yeah, he ended up winning. Like I said, you could have made some serious money betting on Patrick here. So I had made a bet ahead of time. I did put some money down on the competition, and I did it on like basically for the second best odds for each for both the men and the women. The
Yeah.
woman one, she smoked. That girl, she just smoked everybody.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's very good. And her husband is a competitive eater also. I did the second best guy. My guy was doing really good. And then at the end, he started following Patrick, killed it. As soon as I saw Patrick at the beginning, I was like, oh, Chicago guy. He's got one of the highest previous records for doing this. So I was like, I should have put money on him. I was in Minnesota, no online betting.
Oh shit! I could.
I was literally like, went to my
you
phone
let
to
me
do
know.
it. So anyway, we'll see if we can get Patrick on, local Chicago guy. So Patrick deep dish Bertoletti.
Okay,
There we go.
must be a deep dish king.
We'll see.
That's more impressive than hot dogs. Eating a lot of deep dish.
Yeah, it's tough to eat a lot of deep dish. What do you got, Steve?
Jay, I went to a fireworks show. I haven't been
Mhm.
to a fireworks show in like years because
Okay.
of the war. The war,
Sure.
you know, spooks me sometimes.
Because you're talking about that you were former military and you get PTSD from seeing fireworks.
yeah, well, because technically I was at war. Technically,
What's the technical part?
I was in South Korea, and they're technically still at war with North Korea
Oh,
because
because they never officially did a ceasefire.
they're in a ceasefire. They're just in
Oh,
it's a
okay.
temporary thing.
Okay, temporary ceasefire. Gotcha.
They never ended
It's
the war.
lasted 70 years.
Yeah. So I braved it this year. I walked out
Okay.
to the Batavia one alone, like a weirdo.
Okay.
You know, I felt a little odd, but I had a jug full
sure.
of wine.
Sure.
because I was vibing to the fireworks, and I got to say they've stepped up their firework game since I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm talking, they got freaking whistlers. They got ones that explode, then explode again, then sometimes a third time explode. They got color changers. They got like delay things. It's wild out there. Flare things.
Wow.
I'm just saying kudos to the firework men.
Okay. Shout out.
They're not
to
shooting little bottle rockets.
Yeah. Well, if it's not really well done and stuff like that, people don't want to see it, first of all, because people now you get fireworks at like sporting events all the time. So if it's not like top notch, people aren't going to come see it.
Yeah.
And if
they
it's
did
not as good as the stuff you can just buy in like neighboring states, then people aren't going to go get it either.
I'm pretty sure you can buy some good shit in
You
neighboring
can.
states. I've only
Yeah,
bought
but it's
bottle rockets
expensive.
because you can buy them for like $10. You get 100.
Exactly. No, if you get some nice fireworks, like people, we just watch it kind of from the lake that we were staying at this past weekend, but like you don't realize when people are launching stuff for 10 minutes straight, that's thousands of dollars they're a lot of time spending. I mean, it is. Fireworks are
Well, you
not
get the
cheap.
deals. They have deals. The 2-for-1s.
Yes, you get. I'm sure you
buy
get some
one,
deals.
get 10 free sometimes. They
I'm
give you
just-
crazy deals.
All I know is you're spending some serious money if you want like a quality show where people are watching it. You get the classic people just launching one or two, but if you like get one that's legit where people are doing it on their own and launching it, first of all, it's fun because there's always a risk that it explodes or shoots into their house and stuff. I've seen that one time in person where we had one of the mortar ones. We set it. The first one went off, shot in the air. The second one, and then it made it fall on the ground. And the second one shot into somebody else's garage.
Yeah,
it didn't start anything on fire, but everybody's seen those videos. It is fun to witness it.
I saw a few from this weekend, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I mean, some are just like the stupidest thing. Like a freaking dog walks up and like bites the tube and starts shooting the fireworks at these people.
God.
And then like, it's just people that you got to do some dexterity test before you light fireworks off. You got to be able to react to situations.
But then you're not going to get the fun videos.
Yeah, but if you're also, here's a pro tip: if you're doing fireworks, let's say 100 feet away from a house.
Sure.
There, boom. Don't do it in your, 2-car driveway. You're gonna die.
Yes. No, there's a reason they do it in like big fields or things like that when they do it at the municipalities.
Yeah.
What about NATO? How do you feel about NATO?
I never met NATO. I never met NATO. I don't know nothing about it. I don't talk about people behind their back.
NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
You didn't say that. I thought you were talking about the guy. I know this guy named NATO Jenkins.
Speaking of parties and stuff this weekend, I wanted to go through what are the saddest party food. I wanted the rankings of the saddest party foods.
Oh, fucking vegetable dip.
So I'm getting okay. So what are some of yours on your list? Because I've got a list of things here. It's not no particular order. I just have a top 7. 7 just kind of what I thought of top of my head.
Okay.
And if people have other ones that we missed here, email the show chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. So when I'm saying this, I'm saying like you go to somebody's house or you go to a barbecue, that sort of thing. You show up and there's something sitting out and you're like, okay, maybe I'll eat it because there's nothing else to eat right now, but I don't want to eat that at all.
Yeah. So you know me, I'm not a big snacker.
Yeah, I'm not a big snacker either.
I won't until I'm like real drunk. Then I'll just start eating dip.
Sure.
I eat chips and dip.
Sure.
Like a maniac, like a psycho. They're like holding my arms down, and I'm like, no, I need it. Licking it. I lick it all so nobody else can get any.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I go somewhere, the broccoli, like a head of broccoli, those little baby broccoli things that they expect you to dip. Come on, it's getting all over your teeth. It's mushy. It's been in the sun, most likely.
Well, let's just say I'm just gonna expand that and say, I think my number one that's pretty obvious is the veggie tray. Just like the store-bought veggie tray with that thing of ranch dip in the middle. It's got
that shit sucks.
Broccoli. It's got the broccoli you're talking about, which like yes, all you're getting from that is stuff stuck in your teeth. If that's what you want, go for it. And then like little cherry tomatoes, which the dip just kind of comes off of as you're trying to dip it anyway.
Yep.
And then what am I going to do? Cauliflower, which is kind of weird to eat raw, and then tiny carrots and celery. Yeah, I'm like, okay, so it's number one. I don't need it ever.
Send it back.
Send it back.
Screw your health. If you want to be healthy, you know what? Go buy a fucking carrot, like an actual carrot, and chop that shit up yourself.
Yeah.
You lazy fuck.
Well,
Get some quality dressing.
so, and this is actually, so this is I would, what I will say without all these things we're going to say, have a quality version of it that you could present at a party. I was at a party this past weekend. Chubstep, Bean, who listens to the show, she made these, it was like her own veggie tray, but it was like cut up slices of fennel and radishes and all these things. And then it was a ranch tahini sauce that she made.
Okay.
So it's like a high-end version of this thing with nice quality vegetables and things like that. And it's, broccoli was not one of the things that you're dipping, just,
Good, good.
Another one of mine, Steve, I had here, just the sheet pan of the penne noodles with just red sauce.
It's always so bad. Even sometimes when you get that catered, when people cater those from a pizza place, a lot of the times, it's just so bad.
Sometimes they'll throw some Parmesan cheese over the top or something, but
it's like, hey, we're coming over, to party at your house. Maybe some pizza, and they're like, no, pasta. We're here to eat fucking pasta. Fill up your plate with this wet ass pasta.
With no flavor, a red generic bland sauce, and just no meat.
Yep.
And a small amount of cheese that's very plain tasting.
I'd rather eat a loaf of bread, no butter.
Yes, I always hate those videos where it'd be like, oh, this is what my Italian boyfriend thinks about this Italian restaurant. That's the only time where I could be like, that guy should be pissed off right now. And he had some Italian heritage, Steve. That's got to piss you off.
I'm a pasta purist, okay? I got pasta in my fridge right now.
Yeah.
Of course. It's the only thing in my fridge, actually.
Exactly.
Mamma mia.
Trail mix.
Oh, yes. I don't even like trail mix on a trail.
I never want a trail mix. But especially just the bowl of trail mix, like at a party.
No, that's depressing. You get Gardettos.
Exactly.
Now that's classy.
Yes, like a fancy Chex Mix type of thing. The problem with trail mix is, first of all, just not like I almost want none of the things except for the M&Ms that are sometimes in there.
I don't want the M&Ms actually.
Paul doesn't want the M&Ms, so there you go. I don't want the nuts with the pretzel with the M&M.
I don't want the raisins. I don't want the stupid cracker. What's a Chex cracker thing? What do they call those?
I don't want any of it.
I don't want those.
Okay, a bowl of Lay's potato chips and like no dip. When there's just like a plain potato chip sitting out.
Those cut the top of your mouth.
Yeah. That's how people get hurt at parties.
Yeah. You get canker sores. You spread them.
Another one I had is, now this one, some of these are a little controversial, say what we want. I have just the Tostitos bag of tortilla chips with the bag of like Tostitos, the jar of Tostitos salsa.
Oh yeah. You can't go Tostitos salsa.
No. You're right. It is the worst of the salsas. And also everybody ends up like dipping out of it and then it looks gross like halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
It's
dripping.
Yes. There's pieces of chips in there, somebody else's chip, and it's gross.
That's like a gas station purchase. Like you're like, oh shit, I gotta bring something.
100%.
To the gas station and they have that.
100%. Two more ones that I have here. The pinwheel sandwiches that are like a tortilla with cream cheese and meat wrapped up.
Oh, okay. I kind of like these.
No, but I don't hate these. The problem is they're always like, by the time you get them, the tortilla is soggy.
I like that actually.
Oh my god,
it's weird of me, but it just goes down so easy.
Okay. If anybody has different thoughts, email the show chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. But just some the big ones that stood out to me. My 1 and 2 were the veggie tray and the penne noodles. Those ones just
minus the Tostitos salsa.
Yeah. Okay, good.
It's brutal.
Good.
Spend the extra dollar. Spend the extra dollar. Get a good salsa.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, Steve, what's something you want to get to?
All right, I'm gonna do a Steed Science.
Everything in this world is made up of matter. And those matters behave with each other in certain ways. And that, students, is chemistry. Everything in this world is made up of matter. And those different matters behave amongst each other in different ways. And that, children, is Steed Science.
Science. Switching gears, I'm going to teach you how car engines work. Okay?
Okay.
This
I
is
think
something
I know this, but
okay,
the
you might
listeners
think you do,
not.
but you
Okay.
you don't. So it's always perplexed me how cars just drink some gas and then the wheels start turning.
Yeah.
What's going on down there? How does it
Yeah.
make how does gas make car go? You
Sure.
know?
Sure.
How will gas make car go? That's
How
what
gas
we're
make
looking
car
at.
go. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let me get Millard Fillmore's ugly ass out of here.
He looks like Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's a good
He
looking
does.
guy.
He does look like Alec Baldwin,
Okay.
but old. He's old.
Yeah, I didn't meant to say old, not young.
Yeah. Okay. So engines. First engine for a car was made by a fun guy, Carl Benz, I guess. Carl Benz. I'm sure there's some drama.
Mercedes-Benz.
He built a 3-wheel cart, made the gas-powered car. Some guy, other German guy, Nicolas Otto, he made the engine that Carl Benz put on the cart.
Okay.
So Otto's the real hero.
Yeah.
Benz just, put it on a wagon. He didn't do
Sure.
much. So parts of the engine, right? I'm not going too deep into this.
Sure,
so
sure,
don't
sure.
worry. You got your cylinders. This is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Most cars have 4 to 8.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes you can get a little crazy. Go up, go down, whatever. All right. And inside this cylinder, this is where all the gas magic happens. Okay. So you imagine a tube, and the tube has 2 hoses going into the tube. This is for all the viewers at home. Imagine this. Close your eyes when you're driving. 2 tubes going into this cylinder and a spark plug sticking out the top. And at the bottom of it is your crankshaft. Okay. And inside the cylinder, there's also a piston. And this piston goes uppy, downy.
All the pistons are connected to the crankshaft.
The pistons connect to the crankshaft. So you
Pistons
got your
are inside the cylinder.
Cylinder, main part. Piston inside that, connected to the crankshaft. Crankshaft turns things in your car. Okay? I don't know what it turns because we're not going into that today.
Okay.
But it turns stuff and it starts the turning. That's what starts the turning motion.
Sure.
So inside the cylinder, the piston goes down and turns the crankshaft, and it lets the in valve, the in hose open, and it takes in fuel and air. The piston goes up in the cylinder, compressing the fuel air mixture. Okay, and it makes it good burn. Spark plug in the cylinder lights it on fire. Okay? You staying with me?
Yeah.
All right. Spark plug lights it when it's nice and condensed. It ignites. Mini explosion happens. Piston goes back down, turns the crankshaft. Then the exhaust hose opens because there was 2 hoses. And then the gases and stuff go out that hose. And these are called strokes. You're stroking it. So that just keeps going. It goes down, sucks in some fuel air, goes back up, 1, 2, spark plug ignites, makes an explosion, goes back down, 3, then it goes back up, shoots out the exhaust, 4. And that's how your car turns. That's how it makes car turns.
Bingo.
That's it. I thought it was going to be more complicated. What took these scientists so long to make that? Like, cars should not be this expensive.
Well, I think the thing that's hard to wrap your mind around is that when you're looking at your gauge, the tachometer, and you see the RPMs, and you see it at like 2 or 3, like you're driving the car, most people ignore the tachometer, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it usually goes up to like 8 or 9. Those are 1,000. So the 2 represents 2,000, the 3 represents 3,000. So when you're driving your car and you're accelerating, it gets up to like 5 or 6. That means the piston is exploding. One individual piston is exploding if it gets up to 6,000 times in a minute.
Yeah, but you divide that to a second. That's not nearly as impressive.
Still a lot.
Yeah, it's quick. But I need my car to go.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's 100 times a second, Steve.
Okay, that's a lot. That's fast.
Okay, does that
Imagine this.
Yeah, picture that. So that's I think the crazy thing. You've got this little explosions going on inside your car 100 times a second when you're accelerating.
Yeah.
But that's 100 for one cylinder.
Yes.
So you could be, so if you have a 6-cylinder, 100 times 600 times second.
And if you have a 6-cylinder, when one piston is doing his, non-explosion strokes, the other pistons are doing their explosion strokes. So you have constant turning power in your car. And here's the biggest bullshit that I found out. It's only 23% efficient.
Okay.
Like it wastes 73% of the energy produced by the gas.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We gotta fix this.
Well, there you go. There's your idea, Steve.
We need hydrogen.
I don't know enough about it. I can't speak on that.
I don't know anything.
All I know is the hydrogen. Hydrogen's scary. Hydrogen bomb. All I know is that wasn't the hydrogen is what the blimp was filled up when it blew up. So Hindenburg had hydrogen gas in it.
Okay, hydrogen cars can explode. I admit that. But if we explode all the bad drivers 10 years down the line, things are looking pretty good on the road. Things are looking pretty good on the roads.
So they said the Hindenburg was actually supposed to use helium, but the United States had an export restriction on helium at the time, so hydrogen was used.
Ooh, whoops.
And then hydrogen made it explode. Steve, thank you for cars. From what I know of cars, this one actually do know a lot about that, and you are correct in what you were saying.
Yeah, things go up and down, makes turny boy turn, and then other things turn, and then your wheels turn.
Exactly. Yeah, but it all starts with those kind of cylinder and the piston.
Yes.
Engulfing each other. Okay.
The strokes.
So, the strokes.
How do I reach these kids?
Somebody tried to follow me on Instagram. I have a few of these weird ones that just kind of sit in the pending spot. And there's always like a, I don't know, mid-50s-year-old guy that's trying to add me that just has a bunch of selfies of himself.
Okay, normal.
I usually ignore that. One is, I'm not going to go into people's names, but then there's one here. This one I will call out. Tickle Studio 98. And it says, Pro Tickler in his 20s, hit me up if you want to book, model, or purchase. Check out the Tickle models on my page. And this is a legit, you can't see my phone, but this is a legit thing that I'm talking.
Okay, so everybody at home, we're going to look it up together.
I've never actually flipped through this. The more I'm flipping through this, the more disturbed I am. Oh, sorry. Tickle Studios 98.
Pro Tickler. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Jared, why the fuck does this guy try and follow you?
I don't know, but I haven't accepted it. But here's my point. I talked about, there's a really disturbing documentary called Tickled that came out years ago. And this is literally exactly kind of what it was about, is this sort of like professional tickling thing. If this is involved in the same ring that was, it's basically some super rich guy that just like pays all these people to be professional ticklers, and he just likes these videos of them tickling themselves. And there's nothing sexual. They want to be very clear. It's nothing sexual. It's not.
There is big sexual. All the pictures on Tickle Master 98 is people wearing either underwear or like.
Well, and it was also very clear that it's not, not homosexual. Like it's very straight. Guys just tickling each other.
I'm clicking Justin Meaty's profile. He has a picture of just a shirtless guy with no face in it, in his underwear, pulling his pants down.
Yeah.
He has light pubic hair. And it says Dimitri, age 25, foot size 10.5. Then there's a picture of his feet.
Sarate.
Yeah.
Two comments. Let's see what the two comments are. Those soles obviously need some brushing.
Oh no.
Then Tickle Studios replied, they're wildly ticklish.
No. So, so Steve, if you're looking for some extra cash, maybe he's coming in August. But just be warned that according to that documentary, people that do that, they get paid sometimes for a little bit, and then they try to get out of it, and then they started getting blackmailed and all this kind of stuff.
I could see getting blackmailed after this, but these men have pretty cool names. Deadlock.
Yeah.
Emperor Jack. That's one of the whore's names. Aladdin. That's pretty cool. Johnny Bronco.
I do like Johnny Bronco. That's a good name.
These are just their whore names. Oh, Derek, he's more of a country tickler.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, we
Emperor
did. So
Jack's we've
talked about this kind of
boy
stuff
tickler.
on the show a lot in the past. Like, obviously, I've talked about this tickle documentary, but I also talked about the people that are professional cuddlers. But that again is nothing sexual. It's just for people who want to cuddle, and you pay somebody to come and cuddle. This one is pretty overt. That it seems like it's getting some sort of fetish out on, people are getting some sort of fetish from this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a video of Xander's feet getting tickled.
Okay, yeah, I don't need the video. Again, this is more, I wanted to look away from it. I'm not going to accept this, I don't think.
I'm deep.
Okay.
Whoa. All right. Jay, we got to book one of these guys.
Get him on Chubstep. Let's see how much this is Chubstep.
Oof.
All right, Steve.
Good fight.
Anything else you want to get to before we wrap it up?
I don't know. My mind is broken from tickled to. I went to the casino a few days ago.
Nice.
And I sat down in a chair and I put a 60-cent thing in a slot machine and I won $100.
Nice. But if I know you, Steve,
guess
that
what
means
happened
you took
next?
that $100, you put it on roulette and lost it.
No, I went on another slot machine and I just lost it all.
Oh. Yeah. I just don't like sitting there like by myself. Like I like more group games, which is why
I went by myself to the casino.
Oh no, Steve.
I'm doing stuff by myself because I'm so lonely.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. Well, all my friends have like children and shit.
You remind me of my kids.
Oh, you got kids, Maniac?
Nah, not anymore.
What does that mean? Okay, all right. We got a problem. I don't know what is he talking about with his kids.
So like, what am I gonna do on a Wednesday night? I'm gonna go to the casino. I got $20. I'm gonna go to the fucking casino.
Oh yeah. Well, the key though, if you're gonna go consistently, if you wouldn't like that, you just gotta leave.
I know I gotta leave.
But
I'm getting better at the slots. Okay. So there's
the buttons, the right buttons to press.
No, there's tells. Okay, there's tells.
Okay.
Like some of them show you when like it's been a while since there's been a bonus, and they show you like when they're kind of due. But here's my pro tip.
Okay.
You're walking around. You're like, which machine do I play? Which machine do I play? You want to look for one where there's a bonus thing and it's like flashing or it's doing something funny, and then you want to look at the cash out because it'll tell you the last cash out.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that is like 12 cents, because then it means somebody else just lost all their money playing that machine, and you want to come and they primed it for you, right? They primed that machine up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there's
I'm gonna go after this.
Pro gambler Steed. Also a big Polish ping pong better, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I'm betting on Taiwanese tennis actually.
No, come on.
That's my new thing.
Oh my God! I remember
because they're the only guys that play past 10 p.m.
Well, you sound like Jam Ham has not been mentioned on the show, but me and Paul know this guy named Jam Ham. And Jam Ham, when he kind of would concern me with his betting, is when he was betting on like African soccer games all the time.
Well, it's just you don't get it. It's fun. Okay. Dude, just bet on Taiwanese tennis. Don't waste your time with American sports. American sports are rigged.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there then. People, email the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Check us on the YouTube, Chubstep Podcast. New episodes every Thursday. There's an episode every Thursday. So if you don't like this one, just listen to the next one or the previous one.
Yeah, we don't care.
We don't care. But share the episode with a friend. We enjoy that. The more listeners we have, the more great sponsorships we can give you, like Vita Coco, Jrad 30 Vita Coco.
Yep, huge.
And then more, great content that you need, like Miller Fillmore's lookalikes.
Yep.
The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.